An amazing thing happened with DraftKings stock after the 2022 US Masters Tournament. While the S&P 500 was down by more than 1%, DraftKings shares gained more than 3%. While it's tough to pin a stock success on one person, DraftKings investors certainly didn't mind that Tiger Woods lost the tournament. We'll get to why in a minute, but first, let's look at the relationship between sports betting and players. Players, of course, are prohibited from betting on games, and they also can't get kickbacks from other people's bets on their performance. That said, leagues and teams see financial gains from sports betting, which can then trickle down into players' contracts. But the correlation between sports betting and individual players goes even deeper than that. We previously spoke about the financial implications legal sports betting has for the leagues such as the NFL and NBA, but there's also the player aspect. Most casual bettors are familiar with placing bets on which team will win, but the rise of online sports betting means people can bet on how many points the player will score in a game or quarter. Gamblers may also place these types of bets during a game to mitigate losses if it becomes obvious that their favorite team won't win, even if a favorite player is doing well. And then there's also sports betting implications for athletes in individual sports like golf. Just look at what happened when golf legend Tiger Woods confirmed that he would play in the 2022 Masters tournament.
Think you can win the Masters this week?
I do.
Woods' announcement came 2 days before the tournament started and 14 months after he was severely injured in a car crash and risked having his leg amputated. Soon after Tiger announced his intention to play, I got an emoji-filled alert from DraftKings that let me know that Tiger is back and urged me to get in on the action. Sportsbooks realized the appeal of having a marquee name back in the swing of things, but in this case, they likely hoped that Woods would not win. Ahead of the tournament, Tiger's odds of winning were 40-1, meaning that someone who bet $100 would net $4,000 if Tiger won his 6th Masters. With Tiger being the fan favorite, but not the odds favorite, DraftKings told Bloomberg that it would lose millions and millions of dollars if Tiger won. Typically, bets are more evenly spread across players and teams, but bets on Tiger winning or even placing in the top 5 far exceeded bets on other players, creating a lopsided pool.
Isn't fair, Oliver.
Shut up!
Luckily for DraftKings, but less so for fans betting on him, Tiger did not win the tournament. After a solid showing in the early rounds, the odds rapidly shifted further and further out of his favor. Let's take a look at how I did. So one of the things that's been exciting about online sports betting is users can actually not just bet on outcomes for teams, but also how specific players on teams are going to be doing. But then you also have very individually focused sports like golf. And the big story in April was Tiger Woods' return to the Masters. About 2 days before the tournament started, Tiger said that he would be playing, and people went nuts on the gaming sites. As always, usual disclaimer, I am not a huge sports follower with golf. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Like, it seems like a fun afternoon, but I do not know what I am watching. But here's what I did going into Masters weekend. So the first one was to say, is Tiger going to make the cut to play on the weekend? And had someone in my ear say yes. So I wagered $5. I went big on this. And he did. So I actually got a payout of $10.25. Another wager on who else would make the cut for the weekend. I was told I should wager on Bryson DeChambeau. Only put $1 there. I don't know who he is. I'm sorry, I just don't. So lost $1 there. All right. Then ahead of the action starting, I said that Dustin Johnson would win the whole thing. Wagered $2.50. He did not. Then I was getting flooded over the weekend with bet on this, Tiger's playing, and I again, don't really follow golf, got really excited. I actually wagered on Tiger winning the whole thing. Now, someone who follows golf would know that by Saturday afternoon, the odds of that happening were, I put down 25 cents, and I mean, that type of wager, we're looking at plus 200,000. So my payout on that, if Tiger won the whole thing, would have been $500.25. So obviously was not happening, and I lost my 25-cent bet. I think I can afford it. I placed another small bet on him being the winner on the 16th hole, 25 cents, lost that one too. So overall, I definitely saw that buzz for Tiger. It was definitely interesting as I was placing some bets, even seeing how the spreads were moving on that Saturday afternoon. Walked away with a little bit of money, but you can definitely see the power of a player when it comes to sports betting.